You guys have been meeting people on Facebook not marketplace, what the heck, dude, on Facebook friendship or Facebook dating, whatever it's called. I want to like show you one of my conversations. I always think it's so interesting whenever people are like trying to figure out where I'm from, what I've come out of like, or like who I am, just because of my scarf, like just because I wear hijab. They're just like, are you Indian, are you Arab, but where were you born originally? It's like, dude, I'm just African American. Like, it's not that big of a deal. It's just a piece of scarf. Like, it doesn't change your whole identity and your DNA, and like it's not that crazy. Like, I swear you can go into Jones Fabric and pick up a scarf, put it on your head, and you will not change into like Ben 10. I promise you, it's chill. It's also nice because like you get to introduce yourself and like almost seem like an exotic, cool, like new person. But yeah, I guess it's like how people ask. As long as people ask like in a nice way, like this person asked in such a nice way. Let me show you guys.
Okay, I was forgetting a word, like the name of that headscarf. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be disrespectful or anything like that. But no, so like how long have you been Muslim, or has that always been a religion that you kind of followed, or whatever the case may be? I'm Pentecostal actually, so yeah, I'm curious. I like conversations like these.
That's such a nice approach to be like just simply curious. It reminds me of how the people were back in Malaysia where I grew up. Like everyone was just so curious about other people and just like kindly curious to broaden their horizons or broaden their mind. That's just the best thing ever. But sometimes when people ask opposite to how this dude did, they're just like, what are you, where are you, like where are you from really, or like where originally, like they're just so taken aback and like they act like you're a liar because like you wear hijab and you're American. It's like not a big deal. It will not be Transformers. Oh my god, this is like heaven. It's so good. I can't get over how good it is. I swear, I'm not tuning my own horn. It really is good. The bomb diggity. Thebomb.com 67. Welcome home. It's crazy to think how much Gen Z has gone through in this short period of time that they've been Gen Z and they've been inside the world. Literally, we've had what? We've had COVID. We've had all the political and humanitarian crises going on right now with Sudan, with Congo, with Palestine, with Philistine, with even here in the States, so much craziness. We went from like the first black president to like the worst president ever. It's just insane, and like all the craziness that's going on just in the streets, literally in our neighborhoods and in different neighboring states. Like, it's just crazy, all the stuff that we're seeing and all that we've been through. COVID was like 5 years ago where people were literally in lockdown and people were just dying. I remember during COVID, I was working as a medical assistant. I was in the medical district, and I remember hearing like literally the next, like as days went on, we would hear of cases and more cases and more cases of people in the hospitals next to us just passing. And it's just like crazy. All the stuff in the past, like since 2016, life has not, like people aren't lying. Like 2016 was an amazing year for me as well. But like since then, things have just like progressively gotten so difficult and so much worse. And it's crazy because I remember I started having like very vivid dreams of like the future, or like of warnings, or like hopeful dreams, but like very vivid dreams during that time. Islamically, I know people have these dreams. They have true dreams so that they can have hope. Like, we're given these dreams by Allah. If it's true dreams, we're given them by Allah so that we can have hope and like keep going. And like, it's kind of like a good thing for like the believers to have like support. Like, I really understand now looking back how much it gave me like hope and support. Like I had no idea what the future was gonna hold, and like I just didn't know things were gonna get this crazy. No despair, of course. Like, alhamdulillah, like we're doing good. Like, we're okay. We're not doing good, honestly. We shouldn't despair, regardless of whether we're doing okay or not. We shouldn't have despair. It's just crazy to think about how much Gen Z has been through. It's such a short period of time that we've all been in this world, and seen so much just up and down and up and down. I don't know if the previous generations experienced life this way. For us, it's just been so up and down. Even like the introduction to social media, we went through the learning curve of social media. You've even seen social media go through a learning curve. Like, it's insane. We had maybe our first 10 years where we didn't have any social media, and then after that, it was like bam, all this, everything is phones, pictures, Instagram, blah blah blah, YouTube. Just seen so much like random drastic change. I'm very proud of Gen Z. I think we're very like vocal thoughtful generation. And do I really believe in the whole generation thing? Like, no, I don't think people are different because they're generations. I think it's just mainly because, you know, obviously we like grow up in a certain world. We learn from that specific world, and so that impacts a certain people. It's like an environmental thing. It's a nurture thing rather than a nature thing. It's like the world we grew up in is shaping us, and like I'm proud of how we've turned out and how we're becoming. We're doing pretty well considering the cards that we've been dealt. And I know a lot of people are like, they like to stay off social media. I was just talking to one of my family members about that, like how people just find it really depressing and they just don't want to be on socials. But for me, I feel like I have to be on socials in the sense that I want to like know what's going on with people, and I want to be a part of everyone's world, and like I want to support people. I just want to feel what the masses are going through. I want to make sure I'm involved, and it is depressing, but also I feel motivated when I'm involved. When I'm on social media, I feel motivated. Seeing the injustices makes me indignant and drives me to like create change and do better and help, be a part of the community, and like even like be better in my prayers. Like we be more sincere in my prayers. I know it's hard to be on social media. I really get that. I was smiling so much when I was out today because I just want to do anything I can to make things better. And that has a lot to do with being on social media and seeing all the hardships of people. It makes me feel like I really want to try. Whereas if I don't see this stuff, I'm just like, oh, whatever. It's just tough. It's tough, but also, we can all handle what we're going through, and we're supposed to handle it. And it's an opportunity for us to make something of this life that we're living. I think a lot of the craziness that we're seeing, all this stuff that's coming out, it's not like it's new. All the truths that we're seeing come into the light, I think that it's been going on for an extremely long time. We low-key have been living in the craziness, but we just didn't know it. We were comfortable in the craziness, whereas like some people were suffering in silence. Now we can stand up for one another and like hold people accountable and hold people who are victims of a lot of the hardships that the world has seen. We can hold them, we can be there for them, and we can support them. Like I had a friend who went through such a hard time when she was growing up because of this cult that she basically grew up in, and she could never tell anyone about it, and it was so sad because she was going through like craziness. She was going through so much hardship, but like people see it as a conspiracy. They see craziness as a conspiracy. It's really hard for people to believe in disorder for some reason. I wonder what's the difference between people who believe in conspiracies and people who don't, because I realized that it's really hard for certain people to believe in craziness, like there could be corruption. Like it's hard for people to believe that stuff. I'm like, why? Like we're human beings, we're not angels. We can do wrong. But I do see that people find it difficult a lot. And that's really sad because people suffer when you don't accept the truth. There are a lot of people who suffer, you know. But yeah, I feel bad for Zeus because right now he has the light on him, and his circadian rhythm is like not even in rhythm. I like having him in my videos. Also, I've been watching so much I Shouldn't Be Alive. I loved that show when I was younger. Anything like documentary, mystery, National Geographic, Discovery Channel, those were such good channels, man. The PBS Kids, like it was just so good. I've been watching a ton of I Shouldn't Be Alive episodes like every night. I'm probably gonna watch one tonight too because it's so awesome to just, I think I'm connecting with people from those shows in the sense that I feel like we're going into a space in time where we don't have stability like we used to. There's a lot of craziness happening, and there are a lot of people in authority who are supposed to be taking care of things, and they're not completely. Obviously there's a lot of order still, but there is a lot of disorder, and it seems like we keep moving towards a lot more and more and more disorder. So I feel like part of me wants to prepare for what it's like when you're living in a space where there's disorder. I do believe that things will become better, Allahu A'lam, and I feel like everything's gonna be okay, but I also feel like you have to prepare for the worst. Part of me wants to prepare mentally for the worst by like watching I Shouldn't Be Alive. I think I'm really like connecting with people who are in like crazy situations, especially these people who are like lost at sea. Could you imagine being lost at sea? Not like, Rose and whatever his name was, Leonardo DiCaprio. Like, not cutesy, romantic, oh my god, I'll die for you. It's like, no, you're really out here in the middle of the ocean with sharks and random ships that you think might help you, but can actually like run you over. It's like grim, like it's scary. The sun's beaming on you, you have all this water around you, but you're dehydrated because you can't drink salt water. Like, what? Like, being lost at sea is insane. And I feel like when I'm watching these I Shouldn't Be Alive episodes, I'm like kind of low-key, not connecting, but like trying to grasp their mindset of how they got through those hardships. And yeah, human beings are just so adaptable, and like subhanAllah, through just asking God, we have access to strength. And it's so amazing watching these episodes and just seeing people go through wildness and just come out on the other side. Even like kids, like people were like 14, 10 years old, being lost in icy mountains and not eating for days and just coming out alive, you know. And they just talk about their emotional journeys and like everything, but they come out and they're stronger than ever. They're alive. They have these bonds with the people they went through these traumas with like no other. It's really inspiring to watch those episodes. And it's crazy. I really want to be very spiritually conscious and make sure I put a lot of good spiritual energy into the world. And I want to make sure I read Quran with really good intention, clear intention, strong intention, really connect to Allah, and like just be really conscious of my spiritual, almost like my agency spiritually, because I feel like it's very impactful, and a lot of the craziness that's going on in the world right now is spiritual. When humanity is being under attack, it's spiritual. It's not just physical. Also, can we just talk about how men age? Guys, one of my friends...
We interrupt this program for a sip of water.
Ooh, it's like I never drank before in my life. I love those ones. I love those sips.
I know you were supposed to be talking about men aging, but I totally lost my train of thought.
For the first time in forever. This episode of I Shouldn't Be Alive, season 2, episode 6. This episode had me so upset. Yeah, God bless them. I love I Shouldn't Be Alive. It's such a good TV show. So wild. Between traveling so much and all the major world events, I feel like I've lived 1,000 lives. It's crazy. I'm a bit tired. But I'm only 28. I can't believe I'm only 28, man. It's crazy. I feel old. 28, man. Imagine life expectancy is like, what if it's like 70 or something? And I have 42 more years to live. I feel like I've lived so long. I want to give you guys a story time, so please comment and let me know what story time you would like to hear. The itis is hitting because I'm like, all of a sudden I'm like woozy. Sweet dreams, baby. Heaven knows that it's a crazy ride. It's never perfect all the time. It'll spin you around and send you flying. So baby, hold on tight on this crazy ride. Outro. Bye.